Hey everybody, it's Brad Linder for IntrafusionMarketing on the radio. Welcome to the first episode of this new podcast, and if you know my name and you know my work, yes, you're in the right spot. I understand it's internet marketing and social media expert positioning. What? It's okay. We're still on the same track, alright? If you know me for Brad Linder creating comics, or if you know me for Firestorm Comics work, or if you know me for any of my other podcasts or related work into the comic industry, as well as into the marketing crossover industry, marketing crossover industry, the excitement got the better of me. So, bear with me. But what's happening here is I've put this new show together to where I am completing a promise that I made to someone very special in my life that is no longer with us, and I promised her that I would bring the work that I do out into the limelight in both industries, and this is the first exposure to the marketing side of it that is targeted strictly for this industry, alright? So, what this show is going to be about is an extremely high level of internet marketing, social media marketing, and social media expert positioning specifically is what I call my methodology, as well as search engine optimized positioning. So this is where we're going to give out some training every single episode and every week, and we're going to bring you some knowledge that we're going to drop on your nugget and leave you going, wow, I've got to get out there and do this too. So that's the takeaway from this thing. Now I'm going to start off by gingerly crossing the thin line between my work of comics and internet marketing and answer a question about how I got to the top of Google, YouTube, Facebook, and all the primary platforms that I use, as well as pretty much everywhere else that you can find me without my website being launched before you see this premiere episode on it, okay? That's where we're going to go from. I want to show you how I turned Facebook Live videos on a personal challenge into a YouTube, Google, Facebook trifecta to build my business, again, without a website, to the number one spot in multiple keywords on Google and YouTube and other places, and get the number one listing for my personal name and brand in primarily all of the top 7, and then many, many more outside of that, social media platforms. And a lot of them I don't even work on. I haven't done anything until I launched this site. So it's very few subscribers, very few users, very few followers, fans and whatnot, but I'm getting tons and tons of likes, views, and interaction because of the work that I put in front of them with the content that this has resulted in. So if you're looking for a way organically to get out there online and get yourself positioned, this is the way to do it. So you're going to walk away with a chunk of information, with something very special that I teach my coaching students that could be charged a good few $100s, if not a couple of $1,000s, depending on it, if I package this up and threw it out to you that way. And I always want to give you a feeling of completion when you listen to an episode of this show, where you come out on top, ready to take action, and have something to go forward with you can apply instantly to your business world to build your personal brand. Okay? That is my mission with this project. Intrafusion Marketing on the Radio is a podcast version and incarnation of IntrafusionMarketing.com, which is my internet marketing company. So that's what this is going to be for, and that's where we're coming from. So let's dive right in and hang out for the next few minutes here on combining Facebook Live with YouTube and with Google and so many other things to build your brand, whether you have a website or not. You can start a show and build a real business platform around it without all the hype of selling and trying to basically break down and give away pieces of your soul to whatever demon you believe in to get success. Okay? So let's talk about that and move forward. First off, let's talk about the answer to the question of how I got here, which is why everybody wants to ask me what's up and how I got in this position, how I got started with it, and not necessarily my backstory, because you guys will find that out. You can look it up on my about page or whatever for that. What I'm talking about is how I got started on this actual project of the topic of this article and this podcast episode. So back on May 4th, of 2017, I made a personal live challenge to myself on Facebook about doing a 1-year event project. And that was to do lives every single day for that 1 year. I ended up surpassing that 365-day limit all the way out to 377 full days, back to back every single day, and then ended up extending it out to almost 400 videos and picking it up a couple of times a week in addition throughout that process. So almost 400 videos went into this. And the purpose of that was for me to experience Facebook Live, get used to it, be on camera, and interact with people, and get to talk about what I wanted to talk about, which was comics and internet marketing in one shot. As I was drawing these sketch cards every single day in these pieces, I was going through the process of comic books and teaching people about that, and then going through sometimes marketing strategies as well. So I was repurposing all of that into one cohesive adventure, okay? And that's the easiest way to put it, because everything is an experience and an adventure for me when I do something like this. So I then went on to the procedure of repurposing that video footage into something else through my YouTube channel so my YouTube followers could see it, and so my Instagram followers could see it, and so my Pinterest followers could see it, and so on and so forth. And it virally took off by me following the terms and service and privacy policy rules of these 3 platforms. So I went on, did Facebook Lives, and followed the rules of processing it for better reach, and funneled it through Facebook to get me to the top. Then I funneled it through YouTube as a repurposed video and got me to the top. And virally from those 2 platforms, it took off into a trifecta and went into Google and took me to the top for every related keyword that I tapped it into. So I want you guys to be able to do that with your own businesses and push it out there and your own personal brand. Now, understand, specifically for me, I am a personal branding person. I don't believe you have to have a saidsuperproject.com to make that happen. I'm more of a virtual real estate guy. I look at websites as virtual real estate property, okay? They are a product or a service that happen to land on a domain that represents that same product or service name individually. But because the rule is there's no selling and marketing, which means products and services will sell themselves as people need them and find them and seek them out, all I have to do is share the content and market with you and build that out, okay? That's what I'm doing today. I'm building up this content to share with you because I don't have to sell you on anything. If you find out that this stuff is usable and acceptable and viable for you, you're going to come back to me as I market to you. You're going to use it, apply it, see it works, get results for yourself, and then you're going to come back home to me whenever you need to actually expand on that and buy something that is relevant and related. Okay? I don't have to go chase you down. So think about that. Now, where it comes in for personal branding is I don't want to sell a product that has no face or icon or avatar or branded being with it. I want to be Brad Linder, the creator of these comic books and these internet marketing products and services. I don't want everybody to have to chase down my product and then figure out what it is and rank for the top keyword and pay anywhere from $2 all the way up to sometimes $70 or $80 in Facebook advertising or Google advertising or whatever advertising you want to go into. And YouTube advertising's in there as well, and it's getting really expensive. Okay? Whether you make money or not, spending money on that level of advertising is really costly. So, I'm an organic, overpaid person. I go organically into natural search and natural SEO way more than going into paid services and pay-per-click or, pay-to-view or whatever, okay? I'm not saying it doesn't have a purpose in your business, but I'm saying you can build up content through things like this example we're talking about today, through video for today's example, and build out a really strong organic business and not have to be spammy about it or be a jerk about it or be a sales pushy idiot about it or any of that mess. You don't have to mess with it. What I'm talking about is You go out there, you create the content, and you produce it, and you market your stuff, you market your knowledge, market your passion, and then when people want something from you, you have that prepared on your website as a product or service where they can go and buy it from you and get it from you. Okay? That's it. Simply put. You put out your information and show what you do and who you're about and what you're about in your content niche market. And then you have product and services ready on the back end of your website to sell those people when they come hunting for more of that information based off of whatever you're doing in your content from the marketing on the front end. Make sense? I hope so. So we're going to move on. Now, here's how it worked. All right. I went into Facebook, went on every day, various times a day, because my schedule is really, really tight between comic books, marketing consulting, and all of this other fun stuff that I do. It's not very approachable sometimes. I had to force the time to make it happen. But nonetheless, I made it. Okay? And that's where we're at. So I would go on Facebook, on my profile, my personal profile, and use Facebook Live. I would activate it by putting out a timeline post of letting everybody know that I was coming on at so-and-so time. And then I would let them know 30 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the closest time was. I would give them 30 minutes out and then like 5 minutes out and give them a couple of warnings as these posts were generated. And sometimes I would give them a card preview with a snippet picture, or I would put a feed link to something as an example of content of the character that I was drawing, information links or whatever, just to post some content about that to cross it over, okay? It's very simple, very clean post. Then I would actually go on the live. I would switch the live on through Facebook Live through my profile. And that gives you a secret advantage when you go through your profile, okay? Everybody says, well, put your business over on your page. Yeah, you should put your business over on your page. I totally agree with that. But Facebook, if you don't know how Facebook works, before we get into the live steps, there's the reason why this works the way it does. Facebook pages, not your personal profile, but pages where you put your business, has anywhere from 15 to 30% reach as the standard reach. So you're only reaching 15 to 33% of the people that are following you, like you, and are on that page as your community. Okay? That is so that you are forced by Facebook to do the product boost, the post boost, and the advertising boost that you need to do to make your reach. That's why they force that. It's so they can make revenue from the exposure. Okay? So to bypass that within terms of service of Facebook's rules, in their own terms of service policies, you can bypass that and get 100% reach through your profile. So put your Facebook Live on your profile, but the rule is not to break the terms of service and the privacy policy rule. And how you do that and still do your business is like this. You share it on your personal profile and go live. And the reason you do that is because your personal profile has a limitation of no selling. All right? You can't sell on your profile legitimately. If Facebook catches you doing this, they will freeze your account. All right? Don't do it. But here's the catch-22. You get full 100% reach on your profile. So always Facebook Live from your profile, no matter whether it's for your business page or not, which it will be. So step 1, set up your Facebook Live through your profile. That's where you activate it. Now step 2 is to have a secondary tab open to Facebook in your browser right next to the one where you go live. Okay? So you're going to be on Facebook on tab 1. You're going to go live in your profile. The camera is going to come up. You're going to have the view window. You're going to be live. You're going to be like, hey, it's Brad. I'm on again, Facebook Live. Here we are. Let's have a good time. Give me just a second while I share this with the page. Because what you're going to do is, in that second tab that you have open in your Facebook timeline, you're going to go from your timeline and hit that little share button at the bottom right on that live video. You're going to click it and share that over with your Facebook page that you're targeting the business from. I hope that makes sense. You're going to have your Facebook Live go live from your profile. You're going to go on your timeline or wall in your profile on another tab and share that while you're live over onto your Facebook page. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to give you that live access share from your profile to your page so your audience, that is your fan base, can see it. Now, what happens is Facebook, and they don't tell you this, you have to experiment with it because they change the rules and terms of service and the triggers for the algorithm all the time, just like everything else does, Google and Facebook, YouTube and all that stuff. They have their personal algorithms. So what ends up happening in layman's terms is you're live on your profile, so you have 100% full reach to all of your 5,000 friends, plus all of your followers on that full reach. Plus, because you shared it to your page, you'll have your 15 to 30% reach, plus an additional 15 to 30% reach. Additional, over and above. It doubles when you share. Okay? They're not going to tell you that. Now, here's a cool part to that that's even better. You get another third to another quarter of that extra reach of audience added to your web page, your Facebook page, because of the fact that you're live, for one. And it's a combination of being live at the same time as sharing that post from your profile to your page. So you're sharing content, so you get what's called a Facebook share bonus of reach. Because the more you are interactive and you create content, it's called user creator content, okay, or user created content. And every time you share something on Facebook, you get more authority with Facebook as a sharing party, so you get more attention from them. So if you're producing video, you got a bonus on your profile. If you're sharing it with your page, you got a share bonus with your profile and your page both. Then you get more reach from the full reach of your profile, transferring over to the share of the page, giving you double the reach because of the live exposure and from the share exposure and from the post exposure of the video itself for creating the content. And you didn't have to buy a thing, and you tripled your traffic. You tripled your reach. Okay? Now, proof is in the pudding here, folks. This is how this happens. You build up a video in that every single day, okay? You just got one video right now. You do that for 10 days, you've got 10 videos in there. You do it consecutively, you get what's called an active member bonus to your reach in Facebook. So whenever you're posting these videos to your content, they're giving your profile a better status of reach with Facebook's algorithm. So you're getting more and more clearance to reach more and more people through your profile. Okay? And this gives you rank, so when you search your name for your profile, you end up becoming the top in your namesake profile. So it moves you up like Google in the search engines. It moves you up as a profile personality in Facebook. Because you're getting exposure and you're getting authority. So you come up in their search. Imagine that. Social search. So then you stack that with doing this for 30 days consecutively. All right? What ends up happening is it goes from your profile, giving the profile ranking extension reach to your page for all the shares, and your authority personality from your profile going to operate on that said Facebook page. It gives all of that authority over to your page every time you post, and it grows and it stacks. So you get daily posts on your profile, which go over to the live post and recognizes live posted shares on your page, which gives your page authority and gives it more reach on a permanent basis. And the page will also rank in the pages. So if you go to search your name, for example, my name's Brad Linder. You go put it into Facebook, I come up as the first Brad Linder people profile, and I come up as the first page profile under that name. And I got that rank by simply sharing video from my profile to my page every single day and adding accurate keyword content under my name. Okay? So I not only can put in my name, I can put in my keywords, like creating comics, and I still show up at the top. It's viral through Facebook. And that's just step one. Through Facebook itself. Okay? Now, we have that going on with the Facebook side of things. Then, that page over time will get picked up because Facebook will take your profile and your related pages and put it in Google search as a submission because you are a social media authority for them, which gives them a Facebook link back. So it's Facebook/Brad Linder or Facebook/Brad Linder Creating Comics or whatever it's associated with in your particular niche and name. And it gives you authority as part of that. So it gives it a third to you, a third to Facebook, and a third to the keyword associated to it and content you're discussing. It's amazing how that works. All right. So very simple. And that's just the Facebook section of this trifecta. So we're just barely crossing over into Google right now. That's one way it hits into Google. All right. Through the social media platform of giving you what's called social media authority. And it doesn't have to be millions of subscribers and millions of views to get this process going. It takes just a few videos and consistently daily working it. Now, these so-called gurus out there and experts will tell you, no, I don't blog. That takes too much time. No, I don't create content every day. That takes up too much time. But you think about this. If you're not busting your butt having to earn ad money every day and can do just a 30-minute to an hour live on Facebook and then repurpose that with a formatted video that's YouTube friendly, and I'm not talking just sharing it up. We'll discuss YouTube in a moment. But I'm talking about taking that video, properly using it on Facebook and repurposing it, and then properly using it elsewhere to build your rank, instead of having to put hours and hours and hours of paid work and labor into affording paid per click traffic. Yes, it's going to get you an instant return, but it's not going to be long term, okay? If you had the choice of doing it for free and building your business with a brand where anybody could find you on the internet in a moment's notice versus having to pay for that traffic to look at your stuff and maybe buying it versus naturally having them find you because you're in position to find you, which one are you going to go for? Which one's going to be the longevity driving force behind your business? I'm living proof that it is solid in the prospect of planting this long-term labor. If you're marketing and you're truly marketing, there is no selling in marketing, so you don't have to sell a thing. So if you feel sleazy about having to sell stuff, don't do pay-per-click advertising where you have to do a sales campaign and push yourself out there like some car salesman out of the 1950s that makes you feel all slimy because they walk up to you in a big red tie and a jacket that looks like they shot your couch. Okay? So let's not do that. Let's work natural search. Let's work organic and train our customers by putting in the labor and the focus for building the content that we want to share with them and value and trust, instead of having to pay for their attention through pay-per-click. Like I said, pay-per-click has its purpose if you want something quick or to get started or to test a field market, which is totally 100% solid. You should always test your market. I field test everything, but I still field test it organically, because it's easier for me to share this content with you this way and give you the knowledge and drop it on you and have you use it for yourself and go, wow, this dude knows what he's talking about, instead of having to pay 10 cents up to $4 or $5 for a decent medium range keyword in pay-per-click ads to grab your attention and have you click on an ad. Maybe. And let me reiterate that. Maybe. In comparison to where I'm organically in front of you with this content and I'm right in your face the whole time, and you're coming to me when you search under the keywords and terms that I come up under. I'm setting the stone out there with a flag in it saying, here I am, versus going to your door and paying you to look at my stuff and maybe paying me back by buying it. I'm going out there planting a flag on the street corner of the lot where I'm building my new business, and I say, okay, this is where the lot for learning internet marketing is. Boom, here's my flag. Now I'm there. Brad Linder, social media expert. You can search it. I'll come up. I also come up under comics and many other keywords for both my niche markets, because that's where I'm at. Test it out for yourself. Brad Linder, creating comics. Brad Linder, social media expert. Look it up yourself. It's okay. I'm there. I'll wait for you. You'll see my smiling face right there. It's proof in the pudding, folks. So that's just the Facebook leg. Let's get into this some more. As time's ticking on here, let's talk about YouTube and repurposing this stuff. That's just the viral effect of Facebook. So YouTube, let's talk about that. Downloading the video from Facebook for YouTube. This is the easiest process in the world. What you're going to do is you're going to go under your Facebook profile. You're going to go to that video tab up there on the navigation bar. Okay? It's up there in the about and all that good stuff. You know, the about, the video. Check this out. Watch this. Next to your cover photo and your profile photo up at the top of your profile page. All right, on Facebook. So you're going to click the video tab. What'll happen is it'll have a list of options. It'll have some albums and it'll say videos posted by you. So click on those, figure out which one it's under, where it's saved under, and you'll see all this list of videos pop up. There'll be a little gray button in the corner of each one of these videos. What you're going to want to do is click that, and it'll drop a drop-down menu with the options of edit and reset, change time and date. Then it'll have delete. Be careful not to push that one. You will delete your video and it will be gone forever. There is no recovery. Then it'll have the option of download. And sometimes in the beginning, up to a certain point, Facebook will give you what's called HD video. Those are high def videos. Download those. Excuse me there, I got tongue tied. Download those as you can immediately. Because eventually, when you get so many videos, they're going to go to SD downloads. Okay, they're going to go to SD versions. And by that, they mean standard version, because you're using up so much space, they downgrade the quality a little bit. Okay? So understand that and keep it going. So with that said, you're going to download that from Facebook and save it somewhere on your computer. Okay? Then you're going to go into your favorite editor. You can go into Canva.com if you don't have if you don't have something like Photoshop or OpenOffice Graphics or whatever program that you want to use. If you don't have a high-end program like that, go off and get yourself a free one called GIMP, G-I-M-P. You can search that in Google, and it's a free graphic editor you can download, and it'll allow you to do a lot of cool, fun stuff. All right. Also, you can check into your local colleges. There's educational versions of Adobe Photoshop out there. You just have to know where to look for it. And it's free, and it's very high-end impact. Okay? So you can check that out as well. You can find downloads for those as well. Also, you can use a site called Canva.com. Canva.com. You can use that specific site to create anything from banners, graphics, memes, infographics, slides, specifically in this case, slides for YouTube videos, intros and outros. There you go. Create a title slide and an exit slide for your video, an outro. All right. Download those from wherever you have them in that source, save them in a file alongside your video somewhere, wherever you save it on your computer. Be very cautious about where you save this so you don't lose the file. Once you have them, pop them into a free program. There's a free program out there called Microsoft Movie Maker, and they have it for both. They have it both for iMac as well as Microsoft. They have other editors that you can use for Microsoft as well. You can search those for Google. I'll put some of those resources up later on the site for you in the article version of this so that you can find it on the site. If you're reading it now, you can find it down in the resources most likely. If you can't, email me or message me through my contact form on my website and or through social media and ask me about it, and I'll be more than happy to tell you where to find those resources and help you out. But for the purpose of this, let's say we use Canva.com as an example. We build it, we get Movie Maker, we drop the intro slide into the Movie Maker first. Then we drop in that footage file of that movie you downloaded. Okay? But here's a side note. Here's an amendment to this, an addendum, more or less, to this. What we're going to do is we're going to make a little tweak to it before we download it into the Movie Maker itself. We're going to change that file to what you want it to represent as your keyword. Save that file as your keyword. So, example, my footage is my source footage that goes into Google into YouTube, to make the video that I drop into Movie Maker. I rename that particular film file by the name of what I want it to be. So in my case, it's Brad Linder Creating Comics / episode whatever number it is. And that's it. And then I save it as an MP4 and I drop that footage into Movie Maker or whatever movie editor you prefer to use, and then put in the exit or outro slide for the video. And then hit save as. If it's Movie Maker, it's very easy. You can put in publish, create, whatever the button on your favorite software editor says. But in Movie Maker, specifically for this example, it says save as. That drop menu will click up there in the right hand corner. When you push that button, it'll drop down a menu. It'll say MP4 file version for YouTube, most recommended, in parentheses. Click that. It'll create the video for you. It'll run in high-speed motion on the little monitor in the program as it's creating it. When it's completed, it will save the file and tell you where that folder is. Okay? It'll pop up a window and say where that folder is, and it'll say it's completed. You pay close attention to where that file is saved, because you take that final video, now that it's been formatted with an intro and outro and processed properly in format and scale and relabeled for YouTube. You go into your YouTube account, upload that file, and if you don't have a YouTube account, you need a Gmail account and a sign up for a YouTube account for a channel. That's how you get that, by the way. If you don't have one already, go to youtube.com and sign up for a channel today under your Gmail account, because it'll be connected to both, because Google owns YouTube. Okay? So you can follow those instructions step by step as a side note. But for this purpose, we're saying right now that everybody has a Facebook page and assuming they have a YouTube channel as well. So just making this a crash course version of a little bit advanced level. So I hope that works with you. Like I said, I've got other tutorials on this. So if it's not a fit for you, let me know and I'll give you some more detail and give you some direct information and help you out. I'll be more than happy to do that. But back on this, because this is a high level value version of this, to bring this together. You post the video up on YouTube. You follow the instructions by pushing in the YouTube channel, in your YouTube account. You go to click up on your face on your profile on the right hand corner. That will drop a menu and it'll say My Channel. You can go to My Channel, click that button from that list. It'll go there. Okay? Then it'll have a little arrow button, an up-pointed arrow button with a line underneath it in your right menu across the top right-hand side, and it'll say Upload when you mouse over it. Okay? That's what you want. You want to pop that form open. So you'll be able to upload your video. You'll be able to drag and drop, upload that video in there. You'll be able to name it. You'll be able to put in your description and info about that. You'll really need to tweak that, so pay attention. Put a link to the source, back to your Facebook original post. Put a huge description in there. Fill that sucker out. Talk about the video. Talk about the name of the channel, the name of the show, the name of the video, the name of your name as the host and attendant, the details of what you're going to do in your show, what you're talking about, and the topic. Okay? Then down at the bottom, you put in the link back to your Facebook original post of that video that you did in a live version, and share that. Okay? Say it's the original post. You can check out the original Facebook post and watch these live with me before I post them on YouTube here on my Facebook channel. Have them follow that Facebook page to follow your stuff and friend you and follow you as a profile. Both. So you get traffic from each of those. All right? From your YouTube channel, you'll get Facebook traffic. And because it's connected into Google, it'll also give you Facebook traffic, which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay? But let's not get carried away because I want to stay on this. So, as you're putting in your video into YouTube, you upload that repurposed video, you wait for it to load, and then select from the bottom, you'll see 2 or 3 options of snippets from the video that you want to click on to have as a premiere slide for what your video looks like when it shows as a thumbnail. Okay? And a thumbnail, just in case you don't know what that is, I'm going to assume everyone does, but just in case there is someone that doesn't, I don't want you to be left out. So a thumbnail is the image that your video holds before it plays on YouTube when it's listed in the video listings. Okay? So it'll give you some options. Pick the one closest to the intro slide that you set up in your video when you created it in Movie Maker or formatted it in whatever editor you used. Okay? So get the one closest to your intro slide. You do not want to show a snippet of the interior video and, make a goofy face, because they'll pick the worst options from your first couple of minutes of footage, and it'll make you look completely out of your mind most times. All right? So understand that. Now, with that in mind, you're going to go down and you're going to pick your hashtags. In the box down at the bottom of the YouTube channel upload form, it's got hashtags. Put in your hashtags based off of the name of your video, your name for your profile, and your namesake. So for me, it's Brad Linder, and it's Brad Linder Creating Comics, and so forth. A couple will work. 3, 4, 5, no more than 5, because if you stack them, every word you stack in there as a hashtag works as the same principle as a keyword in Google. So when you break it down, what ends up happening is it gives a little bit of attention here, a little bit of attention there, and if you have 7 keywords as hashtags, it's going to split your traffic and your attention and your authority reach in the search to all 7 of those. So imagine it going, your YouTube traffic going in 7 different directions. It's instantly an octopus. Boom. You're adding it everywhere, right? Instead of adding it on the focused keywords. So why not focus on it being in 2 or 3 spots? At the most 5. So think about that. You want it in a handful of spots, getting rank and traffic. So if I go off and search Brad Linder in YouTube, my mug comes up right there, number 1. If I search Brad Linder Creating Comics, I come up right there, number 1. The reason I do that is because I'm ranking for those specific hashtags, which hashtags in social media are keywords to search engines. So if you go to social, if you go to social search and put in those keywords, that's the same thing as a hashtag. Okay? So that's the way it works. Now, because YouTube is owned by Google and Facebook has already put in live connections through your authority to Google, you vicariously get downloaded through osmosis into Google. So you're going to show up automatically under those hashtags and those keywords for your specific targeted video, as long as you do it properly when you upload them to Facebook as lives and across the pages in Facebook pages, and upload it to your YouTube channel targeting those keywords that you want. It will put you in the search automatically. All right? This will build your reach and your Google rank and your Google position by adding that content. Now, 99% of you will not do this. All right? And then we're going to talk about Google for a second, but I want to make a side note here. 99% of you will not do this. And I'm going to tell you that right now, you will not do it, because you're going to do this a couple of times on Facebook Live. You're going to do it a couple of times on Facebook pages. You're going to do it a couple of times on YouTube. And then you're going to be done with it because you're not going to see any results. Okay? I did this for a year to build up that content. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you. It takes time. It takes effort, it takes exposure, and it takes time. You have to put in the effort in the content to make it relevant material in your focus. You have to be there and be consistently exposed to it over time. Then, finally, you have to rank over that time as well. You can't go drop 400 videos instantly into YouTube and Facebook and get ranked. It's not going to happen. But what you can do is drop 2 or 3 videos a week. If you can't do every day, do a couple of episodes a week in shorter interims. So you end up doing 3 15-minute videos a week on live, and then you share it with your page as you're doing the live, and then you drop it in your YouTube channel repurposed with a slide, intro, and music, and proper format for YouTube, not just uploading it like an idiot. Please do not just upload raw Facebook live videos to YouTube. It does not work. It will not get the reach because it's raw video. All right? Those fall under a different category than show style videos that are more professional for marketing purposes of reach. All right? There is a difference. So you have the problem of time, effort, and exposure. You have to be there. They have to be able to see you through exposure. You have to be there through consistent content of being there through activity. So you gotta be there every time on a regular basis. They expect it. The algorithms will check and time you for this stuff. Then the timing. You have to be there for every regular time. You have to be exposed for a duration of time. And then you have to rank for a specific duration of time. Okay? It can be done extremely fast. It can be done in a few days. But, like I said before, you can't drop in 300 videos in 3 days and expect to rank the same way you would in dropping 3 videos a week for a month. Big difference. Okay? So now, that's how it works. You have to be regular, you have to be consistent, and you have to be present and relevant to the media that you're putting it on and the content you're putting in that media. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, let's talk about Google and how this works. Remember in the beginning when we talked about Facebook, right? Facebook Live gives you authority. Facebook sharing gives you authority. Facebook consistent activity gives you authority and gives you reach on both your profile and your page over time. Now, because of that, Facebook wants to get you as an authority user out there on YouTube to show more of your content and what you're producing as one of their fan favorites. Okay? Facebook looks at it as, hey, Brad's producing this video on our platform. Let's show everybody how Brad loves Facebook. And that's how I showed up in Google for my Facebook page. Okay? Comics and social media expert. Brad Linder, comics and social media experts. You can look at it under my pages. You'll find me there. All right? Brad Linder creating comics. I'm also there under Google for that page. Then on top of that, I have Brad Linder, my namesake page in Facebook. All right? That's my Facebook fan page inside of Facebook itself under my namesake. I pop up as an artist on there. You'll find me under that as well. You can, if you want to specifically find out where they are and how they work, go on to Facebook and click on the Pages tab, and you'll be able to check out all that cool stuff as to where they are and whatever that you are interested in about those pages, and see how they work for specifically falling into the Google realm. Okay? So, as moving into Google itself, this is going to be the cool part of this thing for me. It's the personal commitment, proof in the pudding, as I've mentioned before, that we want. Alright? So, the Google search results. If you're targeted in Google for your Facebook lives and your Facebook content, and then you repurpose that on your YouTube channel, and you're optimized for YouTube search, you're going to show up under videos and natural search of all tabs for Google. It's amazing the way this works. It just falls right into place. It is spooky scary. All right? So, we have our Facebook Lives. We have that footage falling up into the tabs. Boom, done. No big deal. We've got our keywords. It's super easy to make them. We've got our Facebook Live videos falling into Google through our Facebook authority that we built up by going under our profile, setting that up, sharing it on our page, building it up over time, and doing it every single day that we can, right? So we have that going on. Then we have the counter search in Google coming from YouTube as the second prong of this thing. So we've got the YouTube videos in place. So we've got the intro and outro graphics, the slide graphics from the video working as images because they're thumbnails, remember? So you've got those thumbnails coming up under images within the context of Google's tab for image search. All right? For each keyword. Then you have the format of the video itself showing up in audio and video format. And they can see and read that through technology. You've heard of text conversion, right? Well, if you haven't, here it is. You can speak into a microphone and have a text editor type that for you, so it can translate it. So, if that technology exists, and you can do it through Google Docs as one of the options for doing that for free, guess what? Then Google can read your text and understand it and translate it. It can read your text to audio and can read your audio to text. So if anyone ever tells you that you can't rank for the audio specifically on your videos, then they're lying to you and or don't know any better. But audio to text conversion proves that technology exists. Do not let them lie to you for this transference, because it is a key point in marketing on Google to have podcast and video translate audio into text and be scanned and be formatted and be ranked based on the words that it's translating. So it can't understand what you're saying. It's understanding what I've said in this recording right now. It's logged it in. You want another taste of proof in the pudding as the example of the day for how we're going to confirm this stuff? Let's go into YouTube and go into your YouTube edit. Go into the YouTube account, go under a video, and go into edit that video. Okay? Now what you're going to be able to do when that pops up, it's got a little checkbox that says CC. And it's also got a tab at the top for the editing options called closed captions. Now, if you click on that little box for CC, or if you go right under the video right on your channel, you can do it even shorter than that, and you don't even have to do it. But I like to click that CC when I'm editing my videos after I upload them so they upload clean. I like to click that CC or that closed caption option so that they'll put the words at the bottom of the videos for people that are hearing impaired so they can read it. Now, you tell me that audio translation from audio to text can't be scanned and read by a computer, i.e. a search engine algorithm, a crawling spider, a ranking search engine spider. Because if it closed captions that material to where you can hear the audio and it takes it and turns it into text for someone that can't hear it, it's being qualified, quantified, and filtered and ranked. So think about that for a split second when someone says that Google can't rank your audio. That's a lie. They know the audio content. So you have to have the keywords. You have to enter your name. You have to say, "Hi, I'm Brad Linder, and today I'm associating this video with Brad Linder Creating Comics," the title of my show. And the reason I do that is because I'm going to talk about A, B, and C, the keywords for the reason of today's show. Therefore, it's going to hear my name, it's going to hear my show title, and it's going to hear my content. And if you want proof through YouTube, which is owned by Google, that technology is owned by and follows through, you can go off and do that with no problem by checking the closed caption options on that video under the edit form. If you want to see it in action from someone else's video, or any video you have up on YouTube, for example, you can go directly to my channel under that right button on your account. Go into youtube.com, go into the right-hand corner button of your profile. When that menu drops, go back to that My Channel button. When your video list pop up under your channel, click the closed caption button down in the bottom right-hand corner of any of those videos. And it will switch it on for you, and YouTube will translate your audio into video translated text at the bottom of it, like the old bouncing ball sing-along cartoons. That's seriously how easy it is. So to think that your content in your video, when you're creating your video, doesn't come across relevant when you're doing your Facebook Live and you're creating that source material, understand that Google ranks that from your Facebook Live as well as your YouTube channel video when you repurpose it. So make it to better rank by positioning yourself, by putting in those keywords and making it function. Okay? Big deal. Big secret. Huge secret that nobody's telling you. Okay? The gurus don't want you to know this because they don't know it, and they don't want to use it, and they don't want to have to use it to compete against you to keep rank, all right? That's why they won't tell you about that. So when you're posting your YouTube videos, be sure and consider all of the content and the keywords, the hashtags, and the extended description and title of your video. Big steps. That's why Google will recognize your video and rank it sometimes better than your website. And if you're like me and you started out without putting out a website because you didn't want to have the personal exposure, which I don't. I'm not a limelight type person. I'm doing this because I promised, just so you guys know, the person I mentioned I promised in the beginning was my sister that passed away from cancer. And I made a promise to her, and I make promises, only promises that I can keep. I don't make promises I can't, okay? So she knew I would, and I am upholding that promise to her that I would do for myself and my business and my company what I do for everyone else behind the scenes in making them household names, okay? So I stopped doing that type of business, that type of private practice, and I started getting out into this. So that's where we're at right now. Now, if you look at Google, back on topic, sorry about that tangent, I just wanted to let you guys know that, so you know exactly how sincere I am about this project and what the information that I'm providing for you is, okay? So let's finish up on Google. You've done your Facebook Lives. You've done your Facebook shares to the page from your profile. You've built it up for 30, 40, 50 days. You've consistently done it a few times a week. You've repurposed it and made it formatted to meet the terms of Google's video format properly, not throwing raw footage up there crazy, but taking the time to do it professionally and putting it into the right hashtags, the right keywords, the right description, the right title, the right format, and the right label of the file, as well as putting all your content in the video of the right keywords, mentioning your name, mentioning the name of the show, mentioning the purpose that it's going to reflect in the title. And you've ranked that stuff on your YouTube channel as well. So you got all these videos on Facebook, all these videos on YouTube. You've repurposed them. How do they show up in Google? You do not have to index them in Google because YouTube and Facebook are already recognized by Google. They will just simply show up if you put in the effort. There are tons of people that will tell you, oh, I'm all over Google. I'm a live Facebook expert. For one, it's Facebook Live, not live Facebook. All right. So if they tell you I'm a Facebook and YouTube video expert and I've only got 100 videos and I've only got 1,002 views, guess what? They're messing with you. Accents and jokes aside, they're messing with you. All right. My videos under this one technique have gotten me over 40,000 views, folks, without, let me reiterate, without, one more time, without a website live. Because my websites were down to revamp them for my overall new brand of comic books and of comics industry profession and comic books that I publish, as well as the internet marketing side and social media expert positioning side of things that I do as part of my promise to my sister. They were all down. I have over 20 properties, over 20 domains that I have products, services, and brands for under my personal namesake brand, which all direct back to bradleylinder.com. Okay? That's from my Amazon bestseller, The Mental Rift, all the way out to Firestorm Comics, to IntrafusionMarketing.com, and this particular podcast/radio show, Intrafusion Marketing on the Radio. Okay? So understand that. This one simple trifecta technique of Facebook Live, YouTube channel, and Google search results. I am at the top of hundreds, get that straight, hundreds of keywords that are very competitive. And I'm crushing it because of the fact that I am there through this purpose and this practice and this process. So take away from this episode how you can make a little bit of daily effort, just 15 minutes. You can even do 5 minutes if you want to, but that's going to be the Google minimum and the YouTube minimum for your channel videos, all right? You don't want to do them so short people don't watch them and pay attention to them, all right? You want to have some meat and content to them because duration counts, all right? Let me rephrase that again, just in case you didn't understand it. Duration of time exposure counts. The time you spend making the video, the time length of the video counts, all right? So you post on Facebook Live on your profile, share it with your Facebook page, download it, and properly format it to YouTube channel format, and it will rank in Google under the Google's video tab and under those specific keywords that you crank for. That's how it works, folks. I've done it. You can go there right now. You can go on Google and type in Brad Linder creating comics, and I guarantee I'll pop up for like the first 7 or 8 pages. At one point, before I split it up for my namesake and put Brad Linder in there as the keyword to those videos, to extend that out, remember how I said on YouTube, the hashtags at the bottom are your keywords, right? That video is targeted for. Well, guess what? I split it up to a couple of them, so I split the juice for it. So now it goes to like 4 or 5 different specific keywords on each video for the same keyword to get traffic in all of those, so it split them up. So now sometimes it'll go into Brad Linder, sometimes it'll go into Brad Linder creating comics. But the thing is, if you go into the video tab on Google and put in those keywords, I'm there. And if you go in there and check it out on the All tab, because of my website and my namesake, I'm going to be there anyway when you see this. By the time you see this, you're hearing this recording and you see this website up, I'm already going to be dominating that under bradleylinder.com, okay? Because of the fact that it's the same principle. It's the content, it's the purpose, it's the focus, all right? If you follow the rules of each and every platform, including Google, you will nail it without any fancy tricks, without expensive ad fees, and without all that other drama and garbage that everybody throws down your throat and says, may I have another? Don't do that. That's not what I do in marketing, and that's not what I want to teach you to do in marketing. I'm doing this so that I can help people make a difference and make a real stack of the deck and reach that end of the day purpose. All right? So, with that said, think about it. Anytime someone says, I'm an expert in so-and-so, I want you to look back and go, well, guess what? What is your rank and where are you at? And I may rank better than you. And it's not a competition, but it's a point to prove that if you can follow just this one step and process and make some results for yourself right now, my job's done. And I wish you the best. I wish you all the blessings in the world. And I want you to go out there, just as I say at the end of all of my Creating Comics episode and every podcast that I have from now to the end of time, just to add them all in there for fun. This is a crazy roller coaster we call life. And I want you to go out there, write it, scream, love, laugh, live, reach out, and make somebody smile today. This is a short-lived journey, folks. Go out there, apply this right now, come back to the post on the comments, and tell me what you think and what you got out of it and how you did it. And link me. Show me where it's at. Don't spam me now. Just link to the video that you posted and showed your starting point. Show me some proof and some exercise, and give me a hey, thank you for this if it works out for you. But as I said, crazy roller coaster we call life. Get out there and enjoy it, live it, life it, and stack it for the next generation, because it's a great party and we want to keep it rolling. Talk to you next time. This is Brad Linder for Intrafusion Marketing on the radio. Have a great one.
Creative